Haven't did this in a while, haven't I? What I would like to say is when you're dealing with the kids during the holiday time, during Christmas, especially if it's the most difficult kids who always have back talk, who always give you a hard time, who always have something to say. I know that could be frustrating where you feel whether you feel overwhelmed or you might want to throw in the towel, but please don't let that difficult kid or that difficult class get under your skin. Meaning, please don't raise your voice. I mean, you can raise your voice, but please don't yell um, at the top of your lungs, because then you already lost the battle. I know sometimes the kids can press your buttons; they can take you there, especially the fifth graders or the seventh graders. But um, they're not worth it. So what I recommend that you do is you raise your voice, but don't yell at the individual student. Because when you yell at the individual student, especially if it's the most difficult student, what are they gonna do? They may yell at you back, and they may yell louder than you. So let's say you yell at them 80%, but then they may yell at you 100%. Then they may go off and may even curse you out. And I don't want them to do that to you. Then you take off days. Then you don't want to be bothered with that student or with that class. What I recommend that you do is you can say, look, I know you may not like me or you may not like what I have to say. I know be careful with that. Because then they'll use that to say exactly, I don't like you. So you can say, I know you may not agree with what I have to say. You may not agree with me, but even though you don't agree with me or agree with what I have to say, doesn't mean that you disrespect me and give me a hard time every day. Because if you allow the students to do that, the fifth graders and seventh graders especially, they'll they'll start from day one all the way to day 181. Especially if they smell fear, they smell a little bit of fear. If they think you're afraid of them, they will use that and eat you up. And don't let them take advantage of you too, especially if you're doing lunch duty, hallway duty, or bathroom duty. Especially with the girls too. And with the girls, they grow more faster than boys, so they're a little bit more clever, more sneaky than the boys. But don't sleep on the boys too, because they can be a piece of work as well. But with the girls, don't let them manipulate you, do whatever they want to do. So if you want them to go to the bathroom on a particular floor, tell them that they had to go to the bathroom on the lower floor. Don't let them automatically say they're going to the bathroom on the second or third floor, because then they're wrong and they're doing whatever they want to do. And if you tell them not to go to the bathroom on the high floors and they do so anyway, um, you have to make a sample of them, take away points, tell them that they're going to get a phone call and they might be suspended. Don't be afraid if, don't be scared if they say they don't care. And you can say, you know what, you don't care with your words, but with your actions, I will make you care. You can say that, or you can say you don't care with the word, but with that. Show me with your actions that you do care. You can say that. But don't be afraid of that. I don't care. That's a manipulation. They're buffering. They're usually lying 80 or 90% of the time. When they say they don't care, they really do care. They just want to see if you care. So your care had to be stronger than their I don't care. You understand? But getting back with the girls, don't just do it. Don't just sweep it under the rug, or don't murmur and complain and go to the disciplinarian or the deans for every little thing, because their hands are full. They're gonna help you. What I'm just saying is, please don't use the deans or disciplinarian as a crutch. I'm sure the kids like them and respect them most of the time, 90% of the time, uh, and even fear the dean. But what you have to do is you have to be your own dean of the classroom. And I know it may seem tough. I know it may seem uh, inevitable. I mean, impossible. But you can turn the impossible into the inevitable, where it will happen. You just gotta keep on writing the students down. Even if you had to write a referral, and that might be time consuming, write a short and sweet referral by saying the student was disruptive, the student was disrespectful, the student was out of their seats, the students was back talking, the students was saying they don't care, the students was cursing me out, the student was giving me a hard time. So be short, sweet, and try to be specific. If you can do one or two sentences referral, and then the dean or disciplinarian can help you out, and that would be your proof that the student was a nuisance and has been causing all chaos and confusion and disrupting your class. And the next step you have to do too is don't be scared. You have to call the parents too. Most of the parents will cooperate with you. I know there's some parents who might defend a child or gaslight you or even be more hardcore than the child. They may even yell or curse at you. but please maintain your composure. Uh, be be professional. If they are not letting you talk, they over talking you. You say thank you, have a good day, and hang up. Especially if they are not hearing what you have to say. There's nothing wrong with hanging up if the parent is not listening to you. But it's up to you. It could take you days, weeks, or months. Remember, you might have lost 3 or 4 months with the kids, but um, that was a little on you. Not trying to come at you hard. 'Cause I know the kids was difficult days giving you around for your money. They was giving you difficult days after difficult days. But please don't be afraid of them. Please don't baby them. Please don't. Please don't. How else can I say this? Please don't bend over backward for them when they haven't reciprocate the same act of respect. See, you respected them more than they respecting you, and that's a problem. You got to make them respect you. And I know it's gonna be painful. It's similar to a scab that's very painful, but you gotta get rid of it so it won't be infected. I'm not saying the kids are a scab. I'm just using the analogy. So it's similar to a cold sore. You have a cold sore, but in order for it to get away, you have to peel. You have to peel it off and then put some Vaseline and cream and lotion on it for it to be good as new. And with those difficult students, those most difficult students who said, "You're not gonna do nothing," and even if they call you names, see, they think that since you're afraid of them, they think that they're smarter than you. They're thinking that they're better than you too. So don't avoid them too, because when you avoid them, that shows that you are fearing them and that they could do whatever they want and that they could get away with it. See, don't do that. And another thing too is when you let them take advantage of you, you let them take advantage of you for the rest of your life. Don't let those 10, 11, 12-year olds take advantage of you because then they could do so when they're 30 or 40 years old. And then it creates a cycle where you teach their kids and the kids take advantage of you as well. So you got to nip it in the tail and put your foot down. ASAP. It's no sugarcoating it. It's no beating around the bush anymore. You try that. How's that working for you? See, but the kids are smart. See, they that they could respect whoever they want to respect. See, they respecting the dean, they respecting the disciplinarian, they respecting the other teachers, but they're not respecting you. See, because the dean, the disciplinarian, and the other teachers, they don't take smack. If that student gives the dean or disciplinarian or the other teacher a hard time, the teacher will write them up in a heartbeat. They'll call the parents in a heartbeat. You have to do the same thing. So that's what I'm telling you. You have to be your own dean, your own disciplinarian in the classroom. And when you be your own dean and disciplinarian in the classroom, you can control any class. And you can even step up during lunchroom duty when the dean says, I know you got the class, take over for 5 or 10 minutes where the dean had to answer phone calls or speak to a parent, or the disciplinarian had to answer phone calls to speak to a parent. And then you um, work your way up controlling 30 students, and then you can work your way up controlling 130 students, whether it's fifth graders, seventh graders, or eighth graders. And it may seem intimidating, but it's not as hard as you think. See, that even the rough kids, the hardcore kids, they need the discipline. So you got to speak to them slowly and calmly. And what I recommend that you say too is you can have a quote by saying, um, let's not give up on having a good day. Let's not give up on having a positive moment. Even the most difficult kids, even the most possible, I won't say impossible, even the most frustrating class, the most frustrating day. Don't give up on a positive moment where you can say, let's have a dance battle, let's have a rap battle, let's have a witty battle. You think you are more witty than me? Let's find out. Let's lay it all on the dance floor. Let's lay it all on the mic. Show me what you got. When the class is going haywire or if it's going left, you might get a positive experience out of this negative um, event. So if the students say they don't care, you could say, what can you say? There's so many things you could say with when the student says they don't care. You could say, I don't care, it's cheap. I care is money. Once again, I don't care, it's cheap. I care is worth a lot more money. Or you could say, I don't care is nothing. I care is something better than nothing. Or you can say, I don't care. You say, I don't care with your words. How about you show me with your actions that you do care? Or you can say, just because you don't care, you want me not to care, but I'm not falling for it. I'm going to care all the way to the end of the school year. You can say that too. There's so many ways you got with the students. Don't let the students say they don't care, outwit you, defeat you, stop you from teaching, stop you from helping the students who do care. Or you could say, the present doesn't care. You don't care in the present, but you will care in the future if you continue to go at the rate that you're going, young lady or young man. You could say that too. And another thing too is be careful when you say you don't do this with the other teacher, because even though I know it's understandable, I get it. How it may seem unfair, but it's as if you are saying, "What about me?" It's as if you being in a child's situation by saying, "Oh, um, you know how a child saying you gave him something, but what about me?" It's as if you put yourself in a "what about me" mentality. So please be careful and say that. And say, you don't do this to the other teacher, you're not going to do this to me. Okay, don't say it all the time. Every once in a blue moon. Because then the child will pick off on it and they'll say, well, you're not like this teacher. See, we like this teacher. See, then the students, they'll give you their justification of why they respect that teacher and they don't respect you. So be careful with that. So that's why you got to make the students respect you. So once again, don't say you don't do this to the other teacher, because then it seems as if you are jealous. Even though I know you're not jealous of the other teacher, you just want the students to give you the same respect that they give the other teacher. I get it. Just be careful with that too, because I don't want to backfire and then the students keep on going and not respecting you or taking advantage of you or mistreating you. And another thing too, I said this earlier, is don't depend on the dean or disciplinarian too much, because if you depend on the dean or disciplinarian for every little thing, then the student's going to discipline on the dean and disciplinarian way more than you. They'll go to the dean disciplinarian for every little thing. I say, oh, you can't handle it. Let's go to the dean or disciplinarian. They'll talk to them about they'll, they'll talk to them about anything, everything, and they'll just say whatever to you. I don't want you to be in that particular that situation. It's okay if they could tell the dean disciplinarian certain things, but still, you want them to give you the same respect that they give the dean disciplinarian. You deserve it. You earn it. Especially if you're a caring, nice teacher. You can still be caring and nice, but you also gotta grow, grow a thicker skin and being more assertive and aggressive. Therefore, if you consistently discipline the students, because that's what they need, even the most difficult students, even the good students from time to time, but most of the difficult students, if you do so 3 times in a row, maybe even 5 times in a row, that could change your life. That could change your school. Yeah, that could change your career. Yeah, that could even save their life. By I know you thinking that I'm hurting you, but I'm actually helping you. I'm saving your life, whether you believe it or not. But you're not letting them get away with it. You're holding them accountable and letting them respect you. If they don't respect you, you hold them accountable. You call them out on it. But the yelling, that's not doing anything anymore. It's getting old, because see, the kids can yell, but they don't do anything about it. They do the same old stuff. Not all the kids, but most of the kids. See, you are going in the child's place when you yell, but you don't do anything about it. See, your action gotta speak louder than your words. Your action is a disciplinary. The disciplinary is gonna be your best friend. See, the yelling, you can do so much. You get their attention for a minute. They freeze, but then they go back to doing what they want to do a minute or two later on. Once again, you can raise your voice, but don't yell at the class or the student. Raise your voice 50 or 60%. Say, hey, listen up. Not, hey, listen up. That's enough. I had enough of this. Don't do that. Did I scare you? My bad. But seriously, I just want to give you a demonstration example. And another thing too is when you're teaching the kids, when you're finally able to teach kids, if you have to raise your voice and slightly yell, I don't know, I said the past 15 minutes not to yell, but if you have to slightly yell, 60 or 70%, after you get their attention, then you go back with teaching. Even if it's difficult to teach the difficult class, strive to teach it 1 time, 3 times. When you strive uh, for small, then you could get big results. So when you teach them one thing, they could turn to three things. Then the three things turn to five things. The five things turn to seven things. The seven things turn to 10 things. So, so one step at a time. Another thing I want to keep in mind as well is if it's with a difficult student or difficult class, if they said, "Can we have free time?" I don't just automatically get them free time. Let them do their work, especially if we had them for 2 hour blocks. If it's math, if it's ELA, you can let them do their work for 45 minutes or 50 minutes after they do their work. Then you can ask them 2 or 3 trivia questions. If they get the 2 or 3 trivia questions correctly, then they can do some free period. See, what you're doing is you're stimulating their mind, you're challenging them. Another thing too is if the students fight over seats, you can do the rock paper scissors shoot game with the fifth or seventh grades. You can do 1, 2, 3 out of declare war, or they can even have a race in the classroom, especially if they have a lot of energy, if they have a lot of aggression or a lot of uh, excitement going on in their body. Oh, some other pointers about how to survive the fifth, seventh grade, or eighth grade, or sixth grade to middle school, basically, is you can have extra work lined up. Especially if you don't have a lesson plan, you can give yourself a lesson plan. You be your own lesson plan. You be your own emergency plan. You could print out a month or two worth of work that for you and for the other teachers to use. You never know when you might need it. It comes in handy, especially if you have to have morning meeting or morning activities. You give the students something to do. For example, we can let them create a 3D box, whether it's for science or whether it's for Christmas. You could be creative with it. Where they print out, when you print out the box, they cut around the box and they tape it or they glue it, and it could be either a cube or a Christmas box for their friend or family members. Or from another example is money. You could print out paper money um, and have words on the paper money, or it has their name on the paper money, and the friends could give it to each other or give it to a friend or family member for their birthday. Now, don't be dismayed if a student said, "I don't want the money because what's the point? You're not going to get anything out of the money." Then it might be true. Another thing too with the money is if the students curse, you could say on the back of the money has your name and has cool words because you are a cool person, especially when you listen, especially when you do what you're supposed to do. So with the in the front, it got the student's name, and on the back of the money, it can have cool words that they could use instead of cursing all the time. And they could put the paper money on the TV as an example, and you spread the message to the school. You spread the message to the staff, to the principal. You could play money Jeopardy. You could play charades with the money charades, and they could win prizes with the money. Yeah. They could play money Jeopardy. They could play book it with the money too, and that's another thing too. Say I have a hard time teaching the kids and keeping their attention focused. You can use book it or you can use Jeopardy to teach your class. Another thing as well is you can do differentiation, where you teach your kids uh, different ways to learn, different ways to succeed. Instead of teaching the kids the same way, you can teach them differently because the kids have different styles. So you use the differentiation to be creative, to be clever, to be resourceful. For example, you could do, if it's science or math, you could do centers, or you could do an experiment while other students read their books. You can do, uh, you can let them be on a computer while the other students read their book or do their work. You can let them uh, draw a color. You can let the students walk around the classroom or sit on the floor. See, that's an example of differentiation. It's a part of child psychology, child development. It's a way of life, actually. It's even in the work environment. So this you can use it for a general ed class or inclusion class or self-contained class. Differentiation, where you use the anchor charts to help the students to learn, to succeed, to grow. So you can help them in more ways than one. It's two for the price of one, two for the price of fun. Let's have fun. Let's go. Vominos. See, another part about differentiation is if you have a science class or a math class that you're struggling to teach, you can maybe implement Spanish, teach Spanish words. So let's say it's math, you can say uno. I'm gonna count to 10. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, diez. So you can mix it with Spanish in a math class, or if it's a science class, you could mix up Spanish in the science class. You could mix up order subjects in a particular class. For example, you could have a little bit of math, a little bit of reading, a little bit of science, a little bit of social studies. If it's in a particular class, it doesn't matter. You can do differentiation outside in the hallway. The students have to wait for 5 or 10 minutes. You could do 4 or 5 subjects if you have to. You could do a dance battle. You could do a rap battle. You could do a witty battle. See, that's the beauty thing about differentiation. You could do 100 different ways or a million different ways of learning. It's a gift that keeps on giving. The learning that keeps on learning. You learn something new every day with differentiation. I could keep on going on with differentiation, but I think you get my drift. Differentiation seriously. That'll make you into a better teacher. That'll make you more versatile, more well-rounded. That'll help you not to put all your eggs in one basket. To have a plan A, plan B, all the way to plan C. That'll help you to be 10 steps ahead of the kids, believe it or not. When you print all the extra work, that's an example of differentiation. When you let the kids sit in the teacher chair when they do their work, that might be an example of differentiation. But uh, they have to earn it though. Don't just automatically let them sit in the teacher chair when they didn't do their work. When they work with you, then you can work with them. That's differentiation. Working together to reach a goal, objective, and succeeding in the school. So differentiation is using a toolbox full of tools. I didn't mean to. Uh, what is it? I didn't mean to ramble on about differentiation. I digress. Let me get back on task. Excuse me for my differentiation tirade and tangent. But as I said, I digress. Let's get back on task and controlling the class. Look at me rapping. I'm a poet. I don't know it. I'm happy to show it. Okay, let me behave now. But you can handle those students. You can handle those mouthy girls and boys. And remember, you are not their friend. You're not their equal. You have a lot more to offer than they offer you. But they are very smart and they're very intelligent. I'm not trying to play the gifts of the kids, but you are really powerful to let them take away your power where you are fearful of them. You're fearful of them. You let them take away your power. You let them take away your life, your manhood. You let them take away your womanhood when you are fearful of those rough, tough, difficult kids. You can say you can huff and puff and talk rough to me or whatever you want, but it doesn't excuse your behavior. Or you can say, even though you say you don't care, that doesn't mean that you're right and I'm wrong. Or even though you talking tough and rough to me or mean to me, doesn't mean that you're gonna do what you want to do. It's not going down like that. It's not happening, Captain. Another thing I want to say too is your best friend is knowing the students' names. Because when you know the students' name, that help you to know their personality. And another thing too is you gotta know how to speak to the students too. Sometimes you have to have that one-on-one with the students to push them to the side by saying, I know you don't want to stand up for the pledge, but I need you to do this for me because I know you're capable of doing greatness. This is an example of you showing greatness. Now, show me how greatness works. Show me how greatness looks. Even though you don't want to do it for me. See, when you know the student's name, that help you to be confident. That help you uplift their confidence. Then you can speak to them one-on-one. You say, listen, even though we have our disagreements, we're gonna agree to disagree. We're gonna make this work one way or another. We're gonna make this work where you like it or not. We're gonna make this work. There's nothing you can do about it. You can say that to the most difficult students and see um, how far you could take it. You can say to yourself, we're gonna make this work regardless, no matter how difficult the day is, no matter how difficult or rocky uh, our you got to say relationship. You got to be careful with that. But you know what I am applying. Another thing too is when you are doing an unorthodox teaching and the students, they say, why are you teaching this way? And they keep on saying, why? Don't get upset, don't get frustrated, don't get bamboozled. You can say, so you can understand what I'm trying to teach you. I'm trying to enhance your learning. I am trying to uplift the quality of your education. And you can say this what was established for me from my employer, and I am implementing what was established to me. You asked a good question. I know you are focused. You pay attention to details. I respect that, but I need you to roll with me. I need you to trust me on this one. So don't start stuttering if the student is questioning your ways of teaching them. They can ask questions, but don't let them keep on stopping you or ask you questions back to back. You can say, I will answer your question after we go over this lesson plan. I need you to just listen and learn. Look, learn, and pay attention. I will answer the rest of your questions afterwards because if you answer every single of the students' questions, that's where they get off task. And that's where they may, I won't say think that you're wrong, but they may question your motives of teaching them every step of the way. So don't always answer the students' questions. You can answer the students' questions during morning meeting or dismissal. But when your class is in session, you can say, I will answer your questions after I finish teaching. Your job is to learn. My job is to teach you. So let me do what I'm supposed to do while you do what you're supposed to do. And another thing too is with those difficult students, you say, is it doing what you want to do time or is it doing what you're supposed to do time? Another thing you can do as well is you can show them analogies. If you say hands up, the students say Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, or LeBron James, you can show them a video of Kobe Bryant giving his speech of job not finished when he was up 9-2, no, 2-0, excuse me, 2-0 at the 2009 NBA Finals, where the interviewer said, "Why are you not happy?" He said, "What's there to be happy about? Job finished? Job's not finished? I don't think so." I'll never forget that quote. And the students may not forget about that quote either. And then you can show a video of Michael Jordan motivational speech, or you can get a video of LeBron James speech. It doesn't have to be um, basketball or sports related. It could be a speech from Barack Obama or The Rock or um, Judge Mathis, Master P. The list goes on and on. Ludicrous. Another thing too is I know I've been talking for almost 30 minutes. Is not to take the students' disrespect or take the students' behavior, out of control behavior personal. If you take it personal, that's where you may lose sleep, you may lose weight, you may lose your appetite. Don't take it personal. Don't take it seriously. That's one of the best advice I can give you. If you take it personal, that's where they got you by saying, I can push his button, I can push her button. I know where get him or her frustrated by me ignoring him, by me not listening to him, by me disrespecting him, by me talking back to him, by me saying I don't care, by me yelling and doing whatever I want. So you remember the students are very smart. They pick up things easily. And another thing too to help you survive with the kids from grades 5 to 8, what I recommend that you do is think of your favorite music video, whether you listen to Alicia Keys, Beyonce, or Earth, Wind, and Fire, Stevie Wonder, Jay-Z, Ludacris, whatever the case may be. You can say to yourself, what's my favorite song uh, when you're having that difficult class or that difficult day? Another thing I want you to keep in mind as well is, and another thing I want to bring to your attention is you can compare the kids from grades 5 to 8 as little Chuckies or little Megans running around. You know, the Chucky doll, the Megan doll, the fifth and seventh grades are similar, and the sixth and eighth grades are similar. They they could be adorable, but I know sometimes they could be a nightmare if you allow them to. You could even say to the kids, but be careful with that because the kids may tell the parents that you don't want the parents to blow things out of proportion. You can leave the comment to yourself or with among your friends in the teacher's room. But you don't really have to share it with the students if you don't want to. It's up to you. Be careful. It's just a disclaimer. It's your prerogative. It's your protocol. It's your decision. It's your discretion. That's what I recommend that you do. But once again, listening to music and having a joke where you compare the kids to Chopping Frenzy from Mario Party 8. This is going to help you with mindfulness. This is going to help you to be in the here and now. This is going to help you to be in the present at your most pressured situations with the kids. That's what I recommend that you do for yourself. And this will help you with self care when you listen to your favorite music and when you compare the kids to Cat Dog or to the Rugrats or to Hey Arnold or to any Nickelodeon or Disney show. Like I said, the kids are similar to Jurassic Park. The dinosaurs, they're over the place. They go, ah. They saying a simple joke along those lines might help lighten up the mood or break the ice. The kid said, why are you so mean? Especially the difficult kids. He said, I wonder where I get it from. I wonder who taught me how to be mean. Or it takes one to know one. Be careful with it. But I did, if you say it in a light, the hearted, playful way. But I know you gotta be careful in playing with them, especially with those tough kids. You gotta let the tough kids respect you. But they respect you, then you can play with them a little bit. But right now, it's about taking care of business. It's about getting the tough kids to respect you as they do the other teachers, the other staff, the disciplinarian, the thing. You could do it. And once again, with the difficult students, you said we don't have to laugh, we don't have to tell jokes, but we have to find a way to work together. So these next 5 or 6 months won't be difficult as the first 3 or 4 months with us. And if the students still want to act the same way, you make them respect you. You could tell them, hey, I don't want to keep on giving away negative points. I know you have it in you to do the right thing as you do in other class. I expect greatness from you. And that brings me to my next point, too, in terms of class management. You can tell them either at the hallway or as soon as they enter the classroom that I expect you. This expectations just as important as the rules, but with the expectations, you differentiate the class rules or the school rules. So you can say, I expect you to do your work. I expect you to respect me the same way as you do the other students. You gotta say it every day. You gotta be consistent with it, where it becomes mediocre, where it becomes a ritual, a tradition. So you can say, what is my 3 expectations? Stay in your seat, inside voices, respect the teacher, do your best and learn. So you can have 4 expectations. Tell them every day. And another thing too is if it's a science class, you can say, "Where's my science assistants?" And if they help you out, then you can do experiments. And with science, whether it's 5th grade or 7th grade, you could let them flip the bottle, flip the water bottle. You know the boys, most of the boys love flipping the water bottle. You can say, "What's flipping the water bottle an example of?" That is an example of gravity or zero gravity. Flipping the water is an example of zero gravity. No, it's an example of gravity. Excuse me. So that could be either a true or false question or a multiple choice question. If they get it right, then you can let everybody flip the water, and you can let them have a flip the water contest. If they win, they could get free period. If you win, you could do more. They have to do a little bit more work for you. To help you not to yell at the kids, you can bring the energy. You can meet the energy. That's what brings me to my next point with those um, loud or students who run around. You can match their energy by being fast paced or energetic or charismatic or be charming. Where you can say clap, 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 clap. You can say bring it back, clap, 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 bring it back, rap, rap, rap. Or you can say clap your hands like this, stop like this. Clap your hands like this. Stop like this. Clap your hands like this. Stop like this. You can say, have a seat to make a beat. Have a seat to make a beat, beat, beat. Have a seat to make a beat. Have a seat to make a beat, beat, beat. You have to see which attention getting will work. And you can try it with the 5th graders and the 6th graders. They'll eat this up. 7th grade, it doesn't hurt to try. but you gotta be confident and have conviction with it. It might could work with the 7th, 8th graders. You could try it. Don't be scared. Don't be shy. Don't be bashful. Don't stutter or anything like that. Just give it a try. You never know. Once again, you can say listen in charade or listen in hangman. Let's play listen in hangman. Guess the word I need you to do. Guess the activity I need you to do. Guess listening assignment I need you to do. I need my listening helpers. Who got me with listening hangman? You could say you could get the word starts with letter S and ends with letter T. What is the listening hangman I'm trying to do for my listening helpers? Who could be my listening helper? Who could be my listening king? Who could be my listening queens? You can do this for the 5th and 6th graders. What is this other activity I need you to do? It starts with letter S and starts with letter T. So the first one is silent. What's the next one? Sit or have a seat. um, and then you could tell them, I need you to do one more thing for me. It starts with letter N and ends with letter, no, it starts with letter L and ends with letter, starts with letter L and ends with letter N. What is it? To learn. So I need you to be silent, sit, and learn. You can mix it up with beat a clap, beat a clap, beat a clap, beat a clap, or beat clap, beat clap, beat clap, beat clap to get their attention. Mix it up. Do trials and tribulation. No, trial and error. Experiment, especially if you're a science teacher, you're a scientist. You have to mix it up. I think I said it all. But you have the power. Just as you look up to those deans and disciplinarian, you can have the same power as them, if not more power than them. They'll tell them. You tell them I said that. Yeah, I'll be a little secret, but seriously though, you can be just as influential and powerful as the dean and disciplinarian that all the students look up and respect. You could feel their shoes as well. So don't be scared. They're not scared. They're courageous. They're fearless. They're bold. You got to have that same courage, that same fearlessness, that same confidence in getting the students to learn and listen to you and do what you want them to do. You got it? Thanks for listening. Please have a blessed day. See you later. Stay blessed. God bless. I will talk to you later. God bless.